Greetings and salutations, everyone. I am, as always, Darth Devious. And I'm going to bring you a quick out-of-box review of an older figure. But this was a gift to me from a friend. He gave it to me. My friend Mike gave me this figure. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. Now, what you're looking at here is Freddy Krueger from the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. This is the NECA figure. Alright? What's interesting is, and I don't have any of the other Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy figures. I really do want a Robert Englund Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy figure. Hopefully I'll be getting one sometime in the future. But they gave him basically the very same legs as the Robert Englund figure. This you know, sideways leaning look. But this is the Jackie Earl Haley version of Freddy Krueger. And his face was a lot more burned and weird and looked more like a burn victim. I didn't care for the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I will say that. Just, it was enough that Freddy was a child murderer. He didn't have to be a child molester as well. And we didn't have to actually see some of that stuff. It wasn't needed. Still, this figure, as with all NECA figures, highly detailed. I really, really like this. I'm going to zoom in on a few things. Articulation-wise, you're not going to get much. He's got a little bit of waist movement. He's got a little bit of movement in his feet. His arms, pin and sockets there. They rotate and bend at the elbow a little bit, rotate at the wrists. And his head's on a ball joint. Some of the earlier NECA figures, especially when this came out, didn't have the articulation that they've got now. I mean, NECA's really, really done a good job lately between the Aliens line, the RoboCop line, the Friday the 13th line, the new versions of the Predator they put out. So many other figures. The articulation has been improved. I want a Freddy Krueger figure with that level of articulation. I would pay for that. I would pay for multiples of that. But I'll have to see what they do. Alright. Let's zoom in on his... You can take his hat off. Look at his hat real quick. Very nice. Very nicely detailed. As with all NECA stuff. There's even some rips and tears in the hat, which is a nice added touch. And you can see here, we're going to zoom in on the face here. The Jackie Earl Haley Freddy Krueger. You know, very burned, very screwed up. You can see like the one eye has a little bit more nastiness to it. The yellow teeth in the mouth. The hole in the side of his face there. His one ear is pretty much melted beyond recognition. The other one's not much better. Really, really cool. Some burns and cuts and blood on his hand. We're going to keep zoomed in here so you can see all this detail. His sweater has burn marks on it. It's textured like that. It has rips, tears. Really nice. Then we get to this thing. Oh my, that is a cool looking Freddy Krueger glove. Really nicely detailed. You can even see a little bit of his hand in there, and it's burned. But the brass painted on the articulated fingers. I mean, I wish the fingers were articulated, but you know, for the glove, the way it's made. And then just nice blood on the blades. Very nice. Now, I don't think I would have bought this figure. It wasn't something I was really, you know, going out of my way to find. If you liked that movie, it's not a bad representation of Freddy Krueger from that film to have in your collection. I prefer Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger. That's just my personal preference. But still, for a freebie from a friend, this is pretty cool, and I appreciate having this. You know, I'll put him next to some of my Jason figures or something like that. And I can have Freddy vs. Jason, the new version. Alright, everyone. Just a quick review of this figure. Welcome to my nightmare.